Hello, this is Emmanuel Mellis on his lunch break. As you see, I just made some ham and potatoes. I hope you're having a great day. This is a video particularly for one of my students. I was doing some research online and I was trying to find a resource where you can find out how to develop a there we go. Radio has stopped. Develop a social media system, a process. Social media can be very daunting when your life in the physical world, the communications that you had in that world are totally different than social media. And to be completely honest, you might be one of the few people that are actually like on the good side of things, because the truth is that sometimes it's really easy to go into social media, and I say sometimes with an asterisk here, because you're trained in your personal life to communicate with people like that. So as a result, communicating on social media is very easy. I think some of the more wholesome and humanitarian-esque people, the people that know how to talk to people like how they used to talk to people before technology came in, like those are the groups of people that are strong at technology and strong at communications and have a language that honestly the digital world really needs. So we really need you. And that is another reason why I'm making this video. Nonetheless, long story short, I want to share with you my perception of the system. This is really good. So, when it comes to developing a social media system, I think of social media in terms of how it was originally created to be. For example, Twitter was created as a microblogging website to change the way that people blogged before. Blogging itself was a form of newscasting and of journalism when you think about it. It was allowing the regular person to become a journalist in their own special way. Facebook has something integrated called even a news feed. And you can use these attributes of these platforms in these types of ways to help you better understand its relationship to the physical world. That's how I personally had to do it, because I'm personally more of an introverted person, and I prefer speaking with people face to face, such as how we're doing right now. However, the rest of the world isn't doing that much, and you have to understand these other forms of communications. So that's how I've gotten into Twitter and stuff like that. When I use Twitter personally, I'm more interested in getting some direct conversations between me and another person and being able for that conversation to kind of be put on top of a platform. For it to be public so that other people can chime in and also give their opinions also. It has a feeling that you're not alone in the situation. It's not just you and the other person talking. It's you and the other person talking, and everyone else can voice their opinion if they want to back you up and to help you out. I don't think of it as a location where people can like threaten you and do all that stuff. There's so many buttons and pulleys that you can do on it that can actually take those people out of the conversation. So anytime I have that problem, I honestly just ignore people who are just being disrespectful, and I concentrate on my focus and the people that are being really nice. That's how I use Twitter. When it comes to Facebook, Facebook's very interesting. I love its groups function. I think that's the one thing that I can kind of relate to a little bit more like a newspaper to an extent. Everyone's posting their current events and stuff like that. And the blessing is that you can comment on those. That's how I started getting into Facebook a little bit more. I just started doing little comments. And I would do emojis and stuff like that, or like reactions, and then I went into emojis, and then I went into like typing a little bit of words. And as long as you have a notification system set up so that you see the notification well, and that it's hard to forget about someone's awaiting message, then it's a good system. But if you don't have that notification system set in, then how are you going to know when someone messages you? It's like when you get a phone call or when someone's talking to you in person, like someone's going to knock on the door before they go inside the house. They're not just going to stand outside the door and wait for you to come in. It's that type of thing. So that's how I do Facebook and Twitter. Instagram, I did some research on that. And I found that originally Instagram was created as a location for the former owner to post pictures and share photos with other people more easily. He was a photographer, loved photos, so that's what he was really into. I'm personally not that big on photos. That's just not exactly me. But nonetheless, I still had to figure out how I can kind of jump into Instagram, and I saw it as a place where the images speak first, and then the text. I had to kind of study images and photography and art a little bit to kind of understand, okay, how can I communicate with images and stuff like that? And it's a beautiful way of talking, and I love it. But I had to grow into it. I had to further my understanding of it, kind of understand this culture. I think it's a lot of culture understanding in order for you to like jump into it. Same with meeting people in person. Like if you really don't know their culture, best thing is to ask them or do some back-end research just to figure it out. But nonetheless, I feel like I'm talking a lot. Overall, the message of this video is that when you're going on social media, make it into your home. Figure out what it is, how it functions, its history, and what makes it what it is. Determine specifically what you don't like about that, and figure out a way to change it or work around it so that you can go in there and be yourself, be everything that you are, just inside of that culture. And I think that is the root of many, many good things in the world when it comes to a diversification of communication systems. I hope this video was helpful and that you have a great day. This was Emmanuel Mellis for the Musicians Collective.